Well, hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. I'm Corny Swiss, and today I'm driving around the SG-122P in simulator battle on Mozdok. And this is this video is sort of in response to the drastic swing we all experienced when, I don't know when actually, but the drastic swing from Russian tanks dominating rank 4 and 5 to now it being just rank 5 and 3 and 4 being fairly dominated by German tanks, but then rank 5 being at, T-54 all day, IS-4 all day. And to me, the rank 4 thing, it makes sense to a certain degree, and that's what I'm going to talk about. Before I get into that, I have been playing simulator or full real battle or whatever you want to call it with planes, and it's been pretty fun so far. Obviously, I'm pretty bad, but I shot down a couple AI players, the AI pilots. Shot down a couple of those. I had to make some crash landings. Got my plane back to the runway. It's really, really fun. It's just a new element to the game, and I'm really, really enjoying it. So you'll probably see gameplay of that, maybe in sections in the future. Just a heads up. Now, rank 4, and in this game I think we're going to see a very good example of what rank 4 sort of has become. SU-122P is one of my all-time favorite tanks, and it's at a 6.7 battle rating. And one of the main reasons I like it is with my crew, this 122mm gun has something like a 16-second reload. Or it's 19. No, it's 16. It's 16 seconds reload speed, which is really good for a 122mm gun, right? And that's one of the reasons I really like it. Now, rank 4 with the Germans, they get all their long 88 guns and really start to cause problems on big open maps like Mozdok and to some degree Poland. However, the games I've been able to play on Poland in rank 4 were won by the Russian team, primarily because the Russian teams aggressively pushed the city, got in the city, created a firing line, and they just pounded from medium range. Russian guns weren't engaging German guns at long range anymore. They were engaging at close to medium range. So it kind of put the ball back in the Russian tanks' court, so to say, I think. Because in my opinion, the superiority of German guns is primarily felt at range. It's not really in the medium to close range. I don't think there is a difference. I would take a Russian gun just because of the pure punching power. When you both can get the shell on exactly where you want it on target, you might as well take the gun that has the most punch. And that's usually Russian guns. Rate of fire is really nice, but a lot of times you only need one. So I finally got a hit on that. I was shooting the Tiger 2H, and I wasn't getting great shots on him. And I hit the Yak Panther and do some solid damage to him, light him on fire. But this is the thing, this is what you want to avoid when you're a Russian team. You'll notice that on the mini-map in the southern part of the map, well, I guess eastern now, we have, I believe it was 2 ZSUs, a heavy tank and a medium tank, all pushing around over there. I seem to have found that rank 4 is entirely based on which team has the platoon, and is that platoon working together. There goes the Yak Panther. And the Tiger 2H was already taken out. Because the team with the 4-man platoon, more often than not, wins. And it's all about, how it really comes down to, does that platoon communicate and work together? If they do, then they probably win. You're about to see a serious misplay by me, by the way. My first shot, I should have just not blown this Tiger 2 away. But light him on fire. I know his turret's looking at me. I can see it, you know, and I back up. My goal here, I should have just kept backing up, gotten below the ridge, and run away. But instead, I come up and over. Before I can get the gun down, he fires and knocks me out because when I started coming up the hill, it unangled my front plate and took away all the protection I have. So, unfortunate. Well, it didn't really unangle my front plate, but my armor's not very thick, so it wasn't good. But he gets knocked out right away. But you'll notice that the eastern part of the map is entirely dominated by the rest of the team. And I think the reason we won this, and in my experience, rank 4 in the last month, I guess, has been kind of 50-50 when I play as Russian tanks. In German tanks, you know, it's usually a win. But when I play in Russian tanks, for me, it's been about 50-50, which doesn't make sense because obviously that adds up to more than 100%. But I think it's all down to, one, which map do you get? If you get a close knife-fighting map like Kuban or Jungle I think qualifies. Russian teams, I think, usually win. When you get these longer range maps, German teams usually win. However, in this game, the reason we didn't lose to this team is, one, we were able to trade basically 1-for-1, where, you know, they killed one of our guys, we killed one of their guys, back and forth. Well, just about every tank on our team has 2 spawns, right? Except for the heavy tanks, obviously. But the tank destroyers all do, the medium tanks obviously all do, and the enemy are primarily driving tank destroyers and heavy tanks, of which neither get 2 spawns. The German ones don't get 2 spawns. So obviously that's a little bit of an issue for the German players. For example, right there, I just knocked out a heavy tank, I believe. Well, that ends his game. You know, I got knocked out, but I'm driving a Russian tank destroyer that gets 2 spawns. So the way we win this is basically just by attrition. We kill one of them, they kill one of us, but guess what? We have 2 of us for every one of them. And I feel like there's a couple strategies you have at this rank. One is, the one effective strategy I've seen from Russian teams is get just a ball of speed and just blitz the enemy position. I've seen it done on Kursk. I wanted to show a Kursk replay, but I just didn't get one. I only got one, and I got knocked out fairly early on. I managed to score 2 kills at range, but you know, my involvement wasn't that significant. But we ended up winning. And the way we did it, well, I didn't. I say we. The 4 people who did it were all in a platoon, and they blitzed down the hill, didn't stop, fired on the move, and got below their guns. And then the German tanks had to come up over that ridge to fight them, and they just got annihilated. And they ended up winning with less tanks because 2 of them are heavy tanks, and there were only 3 of them made it there. And the Germans had their full team, which was maybe, I think it was a 10-on-10 game. But obviously that didn't mean a whole lot. So on Kursk, you have to use Russian speed. And I guess my philosophy for rank 4 with the Russians is, if you're going to play fast, play extremely fast. If you're going to ambush them, turn around and don't do that, you know. I feel like the way to win is to get in a group and just make a little death ball, little fur ball of death, and just go at the enemy. Because if you can get to them, if you can get up next to those Ferdinands and those Tiger 2s, you're going to wreck them. So you just need to have enough tanks to do it. And if you can get there, you can win. Now, I do take too long on these next 2 shots. I should have gotten at least one of these kills. But like he got knocked out right before I fired the shell. I was waiting for him to kind of turn his turret back. But yeah, I decided to play rank 4 in the SU-122P because I hadn't played this tank in particular in a very long time. So I wanted to play it. 6.7 battle rating fits the bill. But I guess if you're playing Russian rank 4 tanks, my recommendation would be, if you can, play in a platoon. If you can't, pick some of your teammates and stick with them, and go to an aggressive position and just go for it. To me, that really seems to be the way to win at this rank. It's just form a furball of death and go get them. We lost, I think, three or four players, but we definitely lost more than that many tanks. So in some respect, I don't agree with the idea that the ZSU should be 8.0 battle rating. I mean, it would still see these tanks. I think it, honestly, the thing the Russian teams need is speed. They need speed, and armor doesn't do a whole lot. Like the SU-122P only has 75 millimeters of frontal armor. I think what Russian teams need is more speed to get their guns there, to close that distance, and really cause some havoc and 2 spawns. So, thanks for watching. I'm Corny Swiss, and I'll see you next time.